all the little things I'm putting into race week prep. Water intake. Lilac, to be specific. Like it looks like it was stamped on. 5 miles. Check it off the list, it's done. And I ran. Magically, it is race week. So today is Sunday, and the 10K I have been training 2 months for is in 7 days. I've gone back and forth about how I feel about this. I mean, I think every other hour, my opinion about going into this race has changed, but as of today, I'm cautiously optimistic. I don't know, it sounds a little crazy, but maybe it's just because I finished reading Sarah Hall's memoir and I've been reflecting more and more on how like elites and professional athletes go into the race days, but I can like actually visualize myself running the race I need to run on Sunday. And just for context, this is not me trying to win a race. This is not prize money. This is not doing anything impressive to most people. But this is me trying to see numbers at a distance that I haven't seen in a lot of years, that I saw when I was in the peak prime of my running shape and way before I had a knee injury that took me out for 5.5 years and 2 knee surgeries later. Cautiously optimistic that the adrenaline and the training together and hopefully the good weather means I should have a fairly successful race week. I am also taking this time to try to set myself up for the best race possible by taking care of myself a lot differently this week than I do on a normal week. When I get to a point where a race is gonna matter, usually like a half marathon, but you know what, we're doing it for the 10K because we wanna go in the best shape possible. I will clean up what I eat. I'm also going to this week with a different kind of fitness plan. We are in the taper, we are in the race week plan. So I'm only planning on running twice this week. I'm gonna run an easy run, probably on Tuesday, and then we'll do a very similar pace shakeout run, probably on Friday, maybe Saturday. I'm also going to focus on things like mobility and yoga. I'm gonna stretch a little more, low impact, low cardio walks. I might go for a swim. I haven't done that in a while, but I've been jonesing for a lap swim. So I've just kind of filled out a schedule that looks like moving my body every day, but nothing too intense and only for like 30 to 45 minutes a day. And like the last thing that I'm focusing on is just making sure that I am drinking so much water, because water is important. These are all the little things I'm putting into race week prep. And I'm ready to see what these 8 weeks of work have resulted in. And almost 3. 2.9. But I'm back at the store and I'm done. Whew. Good morning. Long time no talk. It's pretty early. It's 7:30. So I'm still feeling a little sleepy, so we're not going to talk for too long, but I just wanted to recap so far this week. So it's now Wednesday. Yesterday I did a yoga video in the morning. That was very humbling. And I'm already feeling it. Like everything's a little sore. It's like I did some deep stretching for the first time in years. And then I took myself out in the evening for an easy run at my group workout, little run club situation. So it didn't feel too easy. A lot of things felt achy and sore. I'm a little concerned about my knees right now because both knees kind of hurt during that run. However, I think I'm going to keep approaching this week with my plans of lots of recovery, lots of low impact workouts, and making sure again that I'm still fueling my body well and preparing for the race on Sunday. So things have been going well. Water intake, bought myself a new Stanley this weekend, and I've been chugging water out of it ever since. Food wise, I've been trying to do anti-inflammatory, and I would say baking is probably like 60%, which is still like an improvement, and I am being much more like thoughtful in my meals so that I am fueling a little bit better. But I would like to see that like move to the 75% mark for the rest of the week. So that's kind of where we're at so far. And this morning I am going to do more of a recovery yoga class rather than like a fitness one. And then I'm probably going to take myself to the gym. And I don't know exactly what I'm going to do yet. I'm either going to walk on the treadmill, maybe spin, like get on a bike, or ideally I'd like to go swim some laps. But we're just going to see how I feel after my work is done for the day and kind of get to the gym and see what I convince myself to do. Friday already, so we are 2 days out from race day, and I'm trying to pull myself together for my shakeout run, which is just going to be 2 miles. This is me just checking in with my body, seeing what this week of recovery has done, how am I feeling, and just loosening up the body one more time before Sunday. This week has gone pretty well. I feel pretty good, and I'm looking forward to seeing how I feel this morning. I haven't talked much, but I've done stretching and yoga like 3 times already this week. Swimming was awesome. I did not chat afterwards or do much more than show a really quick clip, but swimming was great, and I cannot wait to like keep doing that. It's not exactly something that I feel like I can do for like an hour, but I would love to just keep improving my like how long I'm in the pool. But it just feels so good to be like doing something cardiovascular that puts like nothing, that actually almost like feels my body feel better, because like the stretching and like the elongating is fine. It's just so good. So swimming, excellent. Yeah, so we've run, we've swam, we took an absolute rest day yesterday, and now we are going to go do the shakeout run. And this afternoon, after I'm done working, we're going to packet pickup, and we'll kind of chat either today or tomorrow about what I'm wearing, show you the little flat lay situation, and then it's race morning. So let's go run a quick little 2-mile shakeout. Most of my work for the day is done. We are going to go get our bib for the 10K on Sunday. Also, I painted my nails purple, lilac to be specific, because it's the lilac weekend. It's a lilac festival. It's a lilac 10K. We love our lilacs here. Yeah, so I'm taking a little breather, running errands, and we are gonna go get our bib and probably spend some money, because they showed that they have some really cute gooders in lilac. So I'm probably gonna go pick up a pair of gooders that I don't need, but can you ever have too many gooders? The answer is no. All right, let's go. Okay, we are back from Lilac Run packet pickup. Very much an in and out experience today. Just went into the store, grabbed my bib and my t-shirt, quickly did some shopping, chatted for a moment, entered a raffle, and then got out of there. One, because it's the middle of the day, I got to keep going, and two, I was out of water. So I really needed to come home and get some more water. Let me show you what we got. First, we've got my bib. That's pretty cute. And then the t-shirt. It's very funny because this is like lilac themed, and yet it's a green t-shirt, but it's not like a texture. It's just a t-shirt. I don't know how I want to describe it. It's purposely printed like it's a stamp. Like it looks like it was stamped on. So that's cute. Um, Maybe I'll keep it, maybe I won't. I'm not like a big race t-shirt person. Most of them just end up in a box where I am convinced that someday I'll turn them into a quilt, and I don't. So bib and t-shirt included in the race registration, and then at the store I picked up some more goo because I think I have one left, so I picked up a few more. I know I need at least one for Sunday. I'll probably do one before the race and then one during the race. So just wanted to have my goos ready to go. And then I bought some gooders because they were like, hey, look at these purple gooders we have. And that's about all it takes for me to spend some money on sunglasses. So got some new gooders. I'll wear them on Sunday. I'll wear them. I have like a whole stash. I have the pink ones that I run with a lot, and then I have blue ones and red ones too. So I'm always ready with a color if I need it. So yeah, that's the little stash. I'll probably check in one more time when I'm putting together like my race day kit, as we like to call it, but my race outfit. I'll kind of show what I'm thinking, what I'm planning on wearing. See you guys there. It is the night before the race. I am showered and winding down for the night and kind of just doing my final prep. It's not a very stressful night before the race because I don't think I mentioned this, but the 10K is at 9:30 tomorrow. So there are 3 races that happen tomorrow, and the 10K is the second one. So the 5K starts at 8, and then the 10K starts at 9:30, so that people could do both. I'm not doing both, but that is an option that they do for this event. So I have a lot of time tomorrow morning to get myself actually pulled together and down to the race day. But I am kind of finalizing everything right now. And I have good news and bad news, mostly for myself. And that is that it's going to be like high 60s, low 70s for my race. So it won't be cold, but also that's hot. This has happened before. This is about the same temperature when I ran the 5K. It gets pretty toasty running when it is 70 degrees outside. So that has kind of solidified what I'm wearing tomorrow. It's not my favorite combo necessarily, but it's the correct combo. So here's what I am wearing tomorrow. We're going to wear the Fleet Feet biker shorts that I got a couple weeks ago. I like the inseam a lot. They have been nothing but reliable. They don't move at all. And then they have pockets on the side. And I don't really want to have to run with a belt tomorrow. So pocket for phone, pocket for gels, good to go. So we're going to do biker shorts. And then my Swiftly Tech tank top from Lululemon. I got it in like a purple color, obviously, for the race. So we have like a lavender lilac tank top. It's the main outfit. I'm gonna run in my Hokas. I do have like really cute purple ons, but I don't trust them for a 6-mile run. I haven't run more than like 3 miles in them. So we're gonna do the tried and true Hoka Cliftons. That's what we're wearing. That's the plan going into race morning. So I'm just gonna wind down for the rest of the night, finish getting ready for bed, and then tomorrow morning I'm gonna wake up, do my morning routine, and finish packing up for the day. Yeah, I'm definitely just like visualizing success, which sounds crazy to say, but I think if you've ever put yourself into something like this before, you understand. I just need to see myself running fast, hitting the splits I need to hit, enjoying the race, and accomplishing what I've set out to go do. So I will see you guys tomorrow morning, and then it'll be the race. Race starts in 12 minutes. I'm just trying to keep my body loose at this point. It has just felt like really chaotic since I got here because the 5K happened beforehand, and this race is actually bigger than the half marathon weekend. So there's just so many people here. But I'm gonna stay loose, get into the entry chute in a minute, and full send. Let's go. Struggling. 5 miles. The goal is to finish standing up, ideally. Hey, I finished. We'll chat about it later. Snacks and party time. Check it off the list. It's done. Lilac Run 2026. 10K. Done. Look at this massive ponytail that I have. So this happened the last time I ran this race too. So we had bad weather. I've complained about the weather so much in these training vlogs. And then out of nowhere, this weekend decided to be like a gorgeous, basically like summer weekend up here. Meaning Sunday by 9:30 in the morning, it was already above 70 degrees and like not a cloud in the sky. And so I went into the race feeling good. Like I feel like my training went well and my taper went well. What I could not prepare for, I need to take this off because I'm getting distracted with it. What I could not prepare for was heat. Thank goodness I ran in Florida, so I at least ran in heat once and like had that week in Florida to remind myself like what it feels like to be uncomfortably warm, because I like living in almost Canada because I don't like it when it's above 80 degrees. This has been a very long-winded way to explain that. It was really, really hot. So I came into the race and like standing there getting ready to run, I just went, I don't think this is going to go the way I wanted it to go. And I started running. And in my head, I still had my initial plan, which is not the best running plan, but was the best plan I could put in place for this course, which was go out fast, which is like the worst advice and what you're not supposed to do. But this course starts downhill and it's mostly like a net downhill for the first 2 or 3 miles. And then it's kind of like a net uphill for the back half of the course. So I knew the hills were going to slow me down later. So I wanted to build buffer time into my first 3 miles. My initial goal was basically to try to run under 11-minute miles for the first 3, like I did for the 5K, with enough left to then run 11:30s to 12s for the back half. And that should have put me very close to my time goal. In mile 1, I thought about dropping out of the race because I knew from mile 1 it was going to be too hot for me to try to run that speed and to not take breaks and to not walk. So I had to have like that mental gymnastics of I've never pulled out of a race before because I don't race for time. I don't race for place. I just do this for fun, for fitness, for a shiny medal, sometimes a wooden medal. And that was like the conversation I had to have with myself was like, at the end of the day, yes, you wanted to hit a 108 10K, but also that's not why you run. That's not why you're here. So let's just see what we can do after training for 2 months. So I ran sub 11s. Actually, I ran pretty fast. I ran my fastest mile of 2026 for mile 1. I ran a 10:17, and then I think I ran like a 10:40 for mile 2. I wanted to keep that pace going to that third mile, and then hopefully I'd be able to just slow it down a little bit. So I kept going. I hit mile 3 at like an 11 ish, a little bit more, because my 5K time was like a 34-minute 5K, which is like the half that I was aiming for. So at that point, when I hit 34 minutes for the 5K, I knew I was not going to duplicate that. And I needed to start putting walk breaks into my run. So I started kind of like 5 minutes running, 1 minute walking. And then I just started listening to my body and looking at my heart rate, which is not something I do often, but my heart rate was just so high. So I was taking longer walk breaks and just doing my best to take care of myself. I was dumping water on myself at every water stop, everything I could do to cool down, everything I could do to take care of myself, because the mantra by mile 4 was to finish well. And that's just how I needed to take the rest of the run. And I was curious to see what time I could do. So my A goal was a 1:08. And by mile 3, I knew I couldn't hit that. But I still felt like I could do a 1:10, which still fell in like my goal time range was like between 1:08 and 1:10. But my body just, I couldn't do it. I couldn't run. It wasn't even like that I couldn't run. I was still able to run, walk, and put running back into it. But y'all, I saw the video of my last stretch to the finish line. I thought I was moving a lot faster than that. My body was just dragging. I was lethargic, and I gave it what I had, and I just didn't have any speed left. All the tempo work, all the speed work was there, and had it been cooler, I think I could have finished this very strongly. I definitely would have hit a 1:10. Even if needing to take walk breaks, I would have been running faster, but I didn't have anything left. I gave what I had. And as much as I've rambled on about this kind of sounding disappointing, I did run my fastest 10K of 2026. I ran my fastest 10K since I started running again. And that is something I should be very proud of. I averaged an 11:30 pace, and I ran a 1:12:40. So below the 1:15, the 1:16, the 1:20s that I was doing my training. I ran my fastest 10K, and I ran a great average mile pace that is right back to where I used to be. There's a lot to be proud of. I might have not hit the actual number goal that I had wanted, but I didn't even want it. When I started this challenge, I thought I needed a 1:15. So at the end of the day, I hit below, 2 minutes below what I thought I needed to run. It was just when I suddenly realized it wasn't a 1:15 that I needed, and then I was like, well, it's a 1:10, and then I realized it's really a 1:08 in order to prove that I can run a 2:30 half marathon again. I didn't do that, but I ran very well. There was just nothing I could do about the fact that I didn't think it could be that hot. It was 40 degrees on Wednesday and 60 degrees on Friday and Saturday. So for the temperatures to just change so drastically, there was nothing I could really do to prepare for that. And that's why I think it's really important to be willing to pivot, to have A goals and B goals and C goals, because you have to be able to pivot. And if you only put one goal into your mind, it's really easy to get disappointed, where you can say, okay, we're not going to hit A, but like, let's go for that B option. And when B disappeared for me, I said, well, we're on track to do it under an hour and 15, which is still well above and beyond what I had been doing. So it's something I can be really proud of. And I'm glad that I documented doing it. And I'm glad that I had a chance to do something at a shorter distance and put a lot of work into it. And I don't know what the next goal will be. I don't know if I'm going to try to do something this summer, or if I'm just going to maintain until my next half marathon training block starts. I just know that when it comes to my next half marathon that I have scheduled, which is the Run Disney Wine and Dine Half Marathon in October, that is not a time goal at all. I want to go into it really well trained so that I'm in my best shape, but I want to be able to stop for characters. I want to be able to party. I want to be able to support others and encourage other people on course. And I want to be able to go to the post race party that starts many hours after the race finishes. So there's no time goal with that one. There's just a goal to go in the best shape that I can to get the most out of it. And other than that, I'm gonna kind of just let my body recover for a couple weeks, and then we'll see. It might be 5K speed work. It might be a triathlon. I don't know. There's a lot that I could do for the next 2-3 months, or I could do none of it and just maintain and stay in shape and get stronger and enjoy my summer and not have to run in the heat when I don't want to. That sounds lovely. And we'll just go from there. So, Lilac Run 2026, check. And I will see you guys in my next video.